Alright, what's going on everyone? It's Picky Choco, and in today's video, I'm gonna be talking about some interesting new news, so I'll just mention some of those quickly. So ITTO or ITTO, whatever you may call him, so a new information about him and his possible arrival in the game, new info on possible reruns, and the sequential orders that might give us an idea about which rerun character might pop in first, new Inazuma DLC and THOMA news which might give us an idea about the possible release date, and new 2.1 Inazuma livestream date, and some new info. So basically tons of new news, but before we get into that, I'd just like to ask if you want to enter the 2 blessings giveaway. It's the topmost link in the description, and make sure to subscribe so that you won't miss on any latest news and stuff related to Genshin like this. Alright, now that we're done talking, let's actually get into the video right now. Boom! So the first thing that we'll talk about is a very short 1-line BAAL update. So according to the recent speculations, BAAL aka Raiden Shogun might have undergone some changes in constellations and her overall mechanics, which might have resulted in her stats and powers getting buffed. Overall, she's a good addition to the party and an F2P friendly unit, and it is suggested for players to focus on ER but not go overboard with it. So now moving on to ITTO, I hopped on some forums and found out an info which was speculated by some members and uncles. So Arataki ITTO is an upcoming Inazuma male character whose initial character descriptions mention about his physique which is buffed up and strong. So future Inazuma might be the beginning of release of strong new buffed up characters, which is very interesting. Now the current speculations also indicate his association and origin with Oni, which is also mentioned as a domain material and also has a folklore reference. So if you didn't know, Oni are type of humans who have large horns and have a larger physical builds than most humans, and also said to possess immense power. So this kind of reference makes sense to me. Now apart from his character description, there has been no additional information that might give us an idea about his element and weapon. So the discussions for now indicate his arrival as an NPC, but the possibility of him becoming playable is also high and might arrive during the Inazuma DLC region, which we'll talk about after this point. So players might expect some renders during the upcoming patches. Now moving on to Inazuma DLC region, which is associated with the possible release of THOMA, ITTO, ITTO, and Haizu. So the recent speculations indicate that Inazuma DLC region might be possibly in works and might arrive during the future patches. Now the previous description of the DLC area having a reference of underwater location might have been updated to some sort of palace, which is indeed very interesting. Now considering this region as a DLC, the size of this area in my opinion might be similar to Dragonspine or the Chasm, which is kind of small but considerable. So this region looks like a possible release for all the future characters like Ayato, Haizu, ITTO, and this area also has a reference of THOMA. So overall it will be very interesting to watch how things turn up in the future storyline, as this area is expected to be released around next year. So I'm very excited and looking forward to that. Now moving on to new updated rerun news, which might give us an idea about the sequential order or the character that might pop in first. Now the reason I keep a constant check on the rerun news is to keep y'all updated, but most specifically the F2Ps, so that it might give them an idea and time to prepare for those characters and manage the resources. So according to the recent speculations and updates, the future reruns might be conducted in a strategic and sequential manner, and the reason for that might be some previous reruns that might not have gone as planned. So the future reruns might be planned according to these 2 important factors, one of them being revenue collection and the other being the community confusion, resulting in less summoning for Ganyu, which I'll explain further. Now if we proceed according to these factors, Ganyu seems to come around first and then Zhao. Now talking about the community confusion, unlike Zhao hype and implementation, Ganyu in her initial phase was not properly presented to the players. That indeed led to a lot of confusion and misconceptions, which resulted in F2Ps missing the chance to summon for Ganyu. And if you consider the banner dates, Ganyu was also released earlier than Zhao. So if we take the above points in account, in terms of reruns, Ganyu might be released first and then Zhao. Now I know Albedo is the very first among the reruns, but there has been no additional information of Albedo and Hu Tao. As for now, they are considered wildcards and might be placed at the right time when the filler updates kick in. So let me know what you think about this rerun sequential order speculation in the comments. So personally, I'm very excited about these reruns and I'll keep you all updated on that. So now moving on to latest 2.1 Inazuma livestream date and some new news. So usually, before the release of the update, the livestream is conducted 10 or 14 days earlier. So based on the past livestream schedule, players might expect the 2.1 livestream to arrive on 20th of August. So if this happens, we'll be holding that livestream on our channel as usual. We'll also have some discussions about the future and I'll also be able to translate it if it's in Chinese. So indeed, I'm very excited and looking forward to that. Now considering 2.1 as Genshin anniversary along with some upcoming festival, players might get some new gifts, especially from Liyue region. And yeah, I almost forgot to mention that the 2.1 livestream is expected to provide some new revelations and tons of new things. So that's basically it for today's video. Just thought I'll update you all on the new news and some interesting developments. So I hope this video was helpful, so make sure to subscribe so that you won't miss on any latest news and stuff related to Genshin like this. As always, I'll see you all in the next video with some interesting new news. Until then, stay safe and stay picky.